It has now officially been 1 week that we have been stuck on this island. Hey guys, Mindez here playing some Robinson Crusoe Adventure on the Cursed Island. I have done a little bit of rearranging, just to kind of point out that I've moved the saber onto here. I've discarded the empty bottle because we'd use that anyway. And I've put a couple of markers on these discovery tokens to show exactly what they get. So we've got the candle here that gets us this brown pawn, and we've got the medallion of a lady, which is the scenario-specific token that gets us those 3 determination tokens. I've just put them on there so it's a little bit more clear what they actually do. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more useful for you guys. So we're going to get straight in and start day 7 with the phase 1, the event phase. The explorer is resolving this after his nighttime adventure outside the camp. Hopefully it won't be too taxing. It's a jaguar! A jaguar is rambling around the camp. Of course he is! Why wouldn't he? Each player gets a wound. So the explorer goes down 1, and the cook goes down 1. Oh, the cook can now use his abilities again, so we can get rid of this black token. Oh, that ain't good, is it? We got a jaguar. Alright, so he's skulking. Building actions are going to get more dangerous, so we're going to have more adventures with building. And we can hunt the beast. So as long as we have 2 weapon level, which we have, we can spend 1 action pause to just discard this card. Otherwise, when this gets pushed off, each player gets a wound. Alright, I think our biggest worry at the moment is morale. And that brings us on to round 2, the morale phase. We are on neutral morale, so we do not gain or lose anything. But this is still in effect. And if we don't deal with this today, then tomorrow we are going to lose. We have to either deal with this or the jaguar. Otherwise, tomorrow we will lose 2 morale. So I'm thinking today might be a food-heavy day. We might want to do a bit of hunting. Because we've got to use a food to actually deal with that. So to make sure that we can actually feed ourselves, we might want to do some hunting. Which makes sense. We want to get more fur anyway, because we need a fur for the mast. Ideally, we'd like some more fur for the roof. So much we need to do. So little time. Moving on to phase 3 then. Production phase. So we get 1 food and 2 wood. As ever. Classic amounts of stuff. Now, we have a choice. Just before the action phase, do we want to build the 3rd level of the wood pile? And I think that's going to depend on whether... Well, it's going to depend on the weather, certainly. I think it's going to depend on whether we want to build any more roof today. I don't think I really do. Not because we don't need more roof. Of course we need more roof. But we need the wood more. And if I use the wood for the wood pile, then at least that's the wood used. Horrible though it is to say, I feel like I'll get rid of the temptation to build a roof. Now, okay, we'll leave it for today, because we are still more than 3 turns away from beating the game, from dying horribly. But we will have to, we'll be forced into doing that wood pile tomorrow morning. The reason being, there are only 3 days until turn 10. Now, ideally, we want to win on turn 10. So if all we need is enough wood by turn 10, and we're done. You know, we don't have to last the end of the round. As soon as we put that last wood on the wood pile, we are done. We already have the fire. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to play a little bit more fast and loose just because that's all we need to do. Focusing on the objectives. Alright, I'm not going to do it today anyway. Because, as we say, there are at least another 3 days to go. And we have to survive. That is the most important factor. So, action assignment. We still have our 6 actions. I'm probably going to go ahead and say that we're not going to do any more exploring this game. Because there's only 4 discovery tokens left in the pile. So we might as well just get those by using the Explorer's scouting ability twice. That makes a lot more sense to me. So the map is probably a bit useless, and that can only be used for exploration actions. So That's fine. We've got 5 action pawns. What do we want to do with them? 2 for hunting is probably a good idea. If we have the chef lead a hunting action, obviously the explorer is a little bit damaged at the moment, being only 3 health away from actually dying. So we should probably do something about that as well. What can we do about that? We can build the pot, because the pot will let us use these vegetables, which will get us some morale, and the herbs, which will get us some morale and some health, and turn some food into health. I think the pot is probably the highest priority thing we need. What I kind of want to do is send Friday off to do the pot. Again, puts him into a situation where Friday could die, but we're getting to the point where we have to start risking that. Hopefully not. I think the last thing we need to do is this mobilization to get rid of this danger of dropping 2 morale levels, because that would be absolutely horrible. Now, that is going to get whoever does it a determination token. I think I'm going to do it on the chef. At least I'm going to put the chef there for now, and it's going to cost a food to do. But we should get some food from this hunting action, so that should be fine. What else do we want to do? Ideally something that heals the explorer, or guarantees that we can heal the explorer. I kind of don't want to just rest for 1 health. 1 action for 1 health is a bit of inefficient in my eyes. We could guarantee the pot. That's the only thing I can think of. If we guarantee the pot and have the cook lead that action, yeah, that's what we need to do. So the explorer and the cook can go work on the pot. That way we're going to deal with an adventure, and I'd rather not Friday take the damage, because that's guaranteed damage if Friday leads an action on the building. And we can just have Friday and the explorer do the hunting. Friday can lead a hunting action, right? Yeah, Friday can lead a hunting action. I mean, he might die, but I guess if he dies from a beast, like there's a bit less that I can do to predict that. We don't even really need to guarantee this, because we need to do an adventure anyway. The wound won't matter. There's only a 1 in 3 chance of failing. So I'm just going to send the chef alone to do the pot. Sorry, I realise I keep changing my plans, and that might get a bit confusing to follow, but I'm really just going through the thought process in my head right now. How does this work? That way we're getting a determination token on the chef, we're getting rid of that despondency for negative morale, we've got the hunting for food, we've got the pot for health, we've got morale, and in the worst, and I could even use those 3 determination tokens over there to use the explorer's motivational speech ability to increase morale by a level. So we could end today on that 2 positive morale. I think this is probably the best we're going to get. It doesn't guarantee. That's the problem. It doesn't guarantee that the explorer is going to get some health today, because if that pot fails, we'll be in a pretty bad situation. But I think this is the. It's not the lowest risk strategy in the short term, but I think it's the lowest risk strategy in the medium term, because we need that morale up. And I don't think the explorer is going to die this turn. Famous last words. All right, I'm locking in. Final answer. Let's resolve. This is probably a mistake was probably made today. So, moving into the action resolution phase, we have this threat event that we are resolving with the food that we gathered that morning. And that is the despondency dealt with. The chef also gains 1 determination token for mobilizing. So we've got a few determination tokens that we can use there. Next up is going to be the hunting action. Now, what are we hoping for? We're hoping for something nice and furry and meaty. Let's see. It's a fox. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That covers our food requirements. We got 2 food from that and 1 fur. We don't lose any weapon level, and it only has a strength of 2, so we can just deal with that. We are eating fox tonight, so we get 2 food and 1 fur. That fur is going straight into the mast next turn, by the way. I kind of realised that we're not going to get any more beasts on the island, because the next 2 exploration tiles both don't have beasts, so we'd have to explore at least 3 tiles to have the chance of finding another beast card. There are other ways to get beasts in the hunting deck, but they rely on having the soldier character, which we do not have. Once we've killed that last beast, we've kind of wiped out all the local fauna on the island, so that's nice, innit? That's a good, refreshing thought. I don't know, we land on the island, we take out the entire animal population. No, please nobody tell Peter. I just realised we should have used the candles to guarantee this. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter too much, because we had to do the adventure anyway. Yeah, I've already justified this to myself. Let's just do it. So, the cook / chef, I'm sorry I keep calling him a chef, the 2 words just get mixed up in my head. Building the pot. We fail! Oh no! Oh, that's not good. That's one kind of really didn't want to fail on. And we are guaranteed an adventure. Oh no. This is where things start to fall apart. Broken tool. Damn it. If possible, turn an item face up and cancel its effect. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. You know why? We don't need this map anymore. We've lost the map. We've lost the map again, but we don't need it. That could have been a lot worse. I don't think I'd have liked to give up any of our other items. I mean, we've still not used the food we got from this dam, to be fair, but I don't think I'd... I think that was the best thing to get rid of. Because the dam would have meant we'd have to give up our non-perishable food again. The fire's obviously required for the scenario. The rope's required for the mast. And those are the only other options we had. So no, I'm happy about that. The key thing is, the cook does not take a wound at the very least. So, let's take a little bit of a moment and assess where we are. 4 wood, 4 food. We can deal with 4 rain clouds. We could even negate one of them. I think we're good. I think we just go ahead and start the weather phase and... Oh wait, no, we've got one more action to resolve here, sorry. The explorer's going to get 2 determination tokens. And also increase the morale by 1. I'll decide at the very end of the round, at the very end of the night phase, whether I want to use those determination tokens to give a motivational speech. Because we don't really need the morale until the next day, so... If I do that as the last thing today, then that will be fine. But for now, phase 5, the weather phase. Rolling all 3 dice for the first time. What do we get? Oh boy. So that is 4 rain clouds and 1 destroyed level of palisade. So let's just do the palisade first. That's our thorny bushes dealt with. I guess that jaguar really likes nibbling on the thorns. And then we've got 4, count them, 4 rain clouds to deal with. We've got a roof level of 2, so 2 of those get negated immediately. I'm going to use the hooch. So that's 3 determination tokens from the cook. And we can negate another one of those rain clouds, but we still have 1 unmitigated rain cloud. Which means we're going to have to give up 1 wood and 1 food. I don't think that's too bad. Oh wait, no, wait, whoa. Undo. 1 second. We've got some large leaves. Large leaves that negate a rain. Of course, how could I forget? Let's just use those. So, with the power of our roof, some large leaves, and a big bottle of the cook's hooch, which we don't ask him where he got it from. We don't ask him what it's made from. Like, we just drink it, and we feel warm and fuzzy inside. We've managed to negate all consequences of 4 rain clouds. I'm very happy about that one. Alright, finally, the night phase. Not moving the camp. Everybody needs to eat. It's fine, we've got two perishable food. We've got a shelter so nobody takes any damage, and all the perishable food's gone. That's the end of the night phase on day 7. So this is a nice, quick day. We didn't get a lot done, but we've got some wood, we've survived, we've not lost any health at all, actually. So this went really well. I feel like I've missed something. And as a last thing today, I am going to use the Explorer's motivational speech ability to use 3 determination tokens in order to raise our morale level by 1. You know, he's a natural leader, this guy, this Explorer, you know, that goes and gets lost in the mountains. But that's fine. That was just a minor setback. It's okay, 2 minor setbacks. The point is, he can give a good speech. And that's really what you need in a leader. Do we just do it then? Do we just go straight on to day 8? I guess so. We're kind of doing a bit of like a 2-day, 1-day kind of weird schedule here. For some reason, it's working out. Like, I'm not purposefully going for this. It just seems that every other day there just seems to be less to talk about. Alright, day 8! It is the cook's turn to do the leading action. And I guess let's just get started with phase 1. I can see the card of consequence on top of there. What is it going to be? Oh god, there's more as well. Okay, remember that time it was going to rain? Well, it's going to rain! It looks like it is going to rain the whole day. Alright, it's just 1 extra rain cloud. We can deal with that, that's fine. But we draw again. More consequences. Remember when there was an empty forest? I sure don't. Hungry predators. During the next hunting action, the beast is stronger. Put a greater danger token next to the hunting deck. So we have only got 1 beast left in that hunting deck. But it is gearing up to be a bit of a boss fight. That token basically just adds 1 to whatever strength level it's got. So it's going to take probably the combined might of our pistol and saber to fight it off. If it's anything good, anyway. So far, our beast deck has been a bit underwhelming, honestly. What's the actual distribution of these? So we've had, I think, like... mostly level 2. It goes up to level 6. And there's actually more level 6 in there than any other level. But we've not seen any of those yet. Maybe it's a good thing we've not seen any of those. Alright, now we have an actual event. So we just keep drawing until we get that actual event. Oh, what are we hoping for? Something good. Come on, give me something good. Bad feelings. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, alright. You have a bad feeling about this. Alright, thank you game. Put a reroll marker in the gather action space. During the next gather, you must re-roll 1 yes result. So if we are successful, we have to re-roll. Which actually massively reduces the chance of success on the next gather action we do. Maybe we want to do some gathering. Well, what's the bottom part of this card? Careful gathering. So we can use 1 action to discard this card and get 1 determination token. If we don't, we're going to have to put a grey question mark and the reroll token in the gather action space again. Not the worst. Not the worst. I don't know. I don't feel too bad about that. I don't want to deal with this Jaguar, though, because that's going to attack if that moves off the board. And each player will get a wound, so... maybe we want to deal with one of those threats. I don't know. We'll think about that in a second. For now, we're moving on to phase 2, which is the morale phase. The cook is leading the action. The cook is going to get 2 determination tokens. Man, that cook... Ever since day 1, that cook has been so determined. Like, yes, you're terrible at everything you do, but you really want to be good. It's kind of adorable. And then we've got the production phase, as ever. 1 food, 2 wood... now I am almost definitely, because we've got a nice big pile of wood there, 6 wood. I think we're going to use 3 of it to build up this wood pile. And that is another level of the wood pile done. So yeah, we are very, very close now. If we can get that mast built, we need 9 total wood. If we can get that mast built, it's going to cost 1 of our wood, but it's going to give us 3. So then we need 6 more. It is just now about survival. And that brings us on to Day 8, Phase 4, Action Assignment. I think we probably do need to deal with that threat, because otherwise that's 2 damage, or 2 wounds. I'm not too bothered about hunting, honestly. What do we actually want here? The mast. Right, the mast. Let's do the mast. Right? We can do the mast. Friday, you want to do the mast? Every time I send Friday off on his own now, I am just so scared for his life. But it's just a mast. Like, what could possibly go wrong? It's just, like... It's literally just a mast. It's literally just a mast. Come on. He can do it. I must admit, I don't want to get screwed over by a bad roll when it comes to Friday. I know I said I'm just going to sacrifice him, but I don't know. We've developed a connection, you know, the Cook, the Explorer, and Friday, you know. He's part of the team now. He's one of us. I want to keep him alive. So, with that in mind, let's give him the candles. Let's give him those candles. They can back him up. He's guaranteed the action. We get ourselves a mast. It's also going to cost us a wood and a fur. I can't risk him. He's too precious to me now. We should probably have another crack at the pot. We definitely want to deal with this. What else? I think I am just going to heal the Explorer with this, you know. Because he's too close to death. Like, literally, we could just draw a card that kills us right now. With any of the Explorer's actions. That's why he's on the threat. That's why he's on the threat and the rest. The 2 actions where he literally cannot get hurt. We should have some palisade, because our palisades have been completely destroyed now. So I think I'm going to do the bricks, which gives us 1 palisade. There's some risky actions going on, but I feel like we've got a nice little spread. In fact, it's only the Cook that's doing anything risky, and the Cook has a decent amount of health to be playing with. So you know what? I'm happy with that. Let's get that locked in and do the action resolution phase. Starting with the threats. So the Jaguar. Hunt the Beast. We assign an action pawn. We've got a weapon level of 2, so we just discard the card. Nothing happens. He doesn't get anything from it, except for a nice, safe camp that is no longer under threat from a Jaguar. Hunting. We don't have anybody hunting. Building. Oh, we've got a couple of buildings going on. Well, first up, let's do the mast, because that's guaranteed. So it's going to cost us the fur and the wood. We'll just put those back to the supply. We've used the candles now, and Friday comes back, and we now have the mast. How marvellous. That gives us 3 wood for the wood pile. That's going to go straight on there. So that is the 4th pile almost done. We still need 1 more for the 4th level, and then 5 wood for the final level. And if we can get that by day 10, I think we're in with a chance of winning here. And we are really picking up the pace now. Alright, let us deal with... Do you want to do the pot or do you want to do the bricks? Let us do the bricks first. I like to go top to bottom. This is a risky build. 4 in 6 chance of success. It's good. No adventure. The chef does take a wound. And we are successful with the bricks, which gives us a level of palisade, so we can at least survive if the loss of palisade comes up. I've talked about it before, but the main rule with these palisades is if we can't give up a palisade, then both of our characters are going to take a wound. It's the law of unfulfilled demand. For every resource you cannot give up that you have to, every character takes a wound. That's the same with like food in the weather phase, wood in the weather phase, things like that. It's all down to this rule of unfulfilled demand. We are actually going to be very, very light on food today, so we're going to have to start dipping into our emergency dam supplies, shall we say. But anyway, that's going to be it for the bricks. Let's go ahead and try the pot again. You know what, Chef? You had a bad day yesterday. Not going to lie. Hopefully today will be better. Kind of. He's going to take a wound. That's going to put him over this morale marker. So the morale is going to go down. But we are successful. And we get the pot. Now the pot, in the night phase, it's going to let us turn a food into health. But perhaps most importantly, it's going to finally let us redeem those 2 discovery tokens that we've had for a while, which are going to get us a morale and 2 health. Now I think we know which character those are going to go on. Or at least the 2 health anyway. But I don't believe we can do that till the night phase. So, what is next? What is next? We've done all the building actions. We don't have any gather actions, explore actions, arrange camp actions. We've got the rest action, so the explorer is going to heal 1. And that is it for the actions on day 8. Man, not getting brown adventures on those last 2 building actions was actually pretty huge. What's the chance for brown adventure? It's 1 in 2. So there's three sides have a brown adventure, 3 sides do not. So that's actually pretty lucky that we missed both of those. But things could still very much go downhill as we enter the weather phase, where you have to roll all 3 dice. Not too bad. We got 3 rain clouds because we've still got that rain token from before. Nothing on the hungry beast dice, but we do have 1 snow. I feel like we're just going to keep downing that hooch. We don't have any large leaves anymore. Yeah, weather's actually going to be really painful. If we can't get that 5 wood by the end of day 9, weather's actually might kill us. That's worrying, isn't it? Anyway, let's deal with that when it comes to it. I guess for now, yeah, two of these rain clouds are negated by the roof. 1 of them, we're going to use the hooch. We're going to use the hooch. I think we're going to use the hooch. Let's use the hooch. Hooch successfully used. And finally, we have a snow cloud, which we cannot really do anything about. So we're just going to have to give up a wood. We need to get some wood. If we don't, then all this will have been for naught. And finally, we have the night phase. Not moving the camp. We have got shelter. We need to eat, so we're going to have to start dipping into our non-perishable food. I mean, to be fair, that non-perishable food lasted a very long time. Because we built that dam probably like day 4 or day 3. And it has lasted since then. So we're going to start, I guess, eating into the fish that have collected in the dam or something like that. I don't know. And the final thing we want to do in this night phase is we want to use those pots. So we've got the herbs that are going to give us a bit of morale. I wonder what kind of herbs they could possibly be. No comment. And we have the vegetables, which are going to give us some health. I think they're going to have to go on the explorer. I mean, the cook's not in as healthy a position anymore. They are both 6 wounds away from death. I think it's probably fairly unlikely that we're going to get 6 wounds in 1 day. But again, I'm assuming that we're going to win on day 10. That is definitely not a given. We're only getting 2 wood around, and if any snow comes in, we have to give up. So, yeah, there is every possibility we'll have to survive way more than just the 1 day. So, much as I am kind of rushing this a little bit and thinking, hey, we're already done, that's definitely not the case. I mean, look at our resources right now. What have we got? Like, what actually have we got? We've got 1 level of palisade, 2 levels of roof when we could be getting 4 rain a day, 1 food, 1 wood, 3 determination tokens that I really don't know what to do with. Oh, man, yeah, it's not guaranteed that we're going to get enough wood to do this. Huh. Because we still need 6 wood. Alright, well that's going to be it for this time. I'm really trying to calculate in my head some way that we can get enough wood by day 10, but I feel like it's probably going to... this is probably going to expand over a wider period of time. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I kind of whizzed through a little bit quicker on this one, so let me know if you had trouble like keeping up, and I should probably slow down and explain things a bit better. But we made a lot of progress. We really need to figure out where we're going to get this wood deficit from. And I mean, this is all assuming that no big event's going to come up and just destroy us. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'm not even going to guess as to what we're going to do next episode, because it's going to depend a lot on what that next event card is and how we are feeling wood-wise. See you next time, folks!